Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And to close out this Sunday, I want to address the elephant in the room. We have to discuss it. We have to. So recently, Auction 108 licenses cleared to other competitors, but not T-Mobile. And we have yet heard anything else from the FCC about it. It's been radio silent. So I want to address that in this video. And then the second part of the video, I wanted to discuss something else that I've been hearing. It's not public yet, but I wanted your guys' take on what I'm hearing and kind of rank the different carriers based on what I'm hearing. So the elephant in the room, clearly, right? T-Mobile won the most. They won the most licenses. They spent the most at Auction 108, the 2.5 auction, to close the gap and get more spectrum in rural areas. In some areas, literally, they went from 80 megahertz to 180 megahertz of 2.5 spectrum. That's not for all of the rural licenses, of course, but that's what happened in some areas. So T-Mobile went from winning the licenses, spending the most, then trying to seek, as you see here, and this is an older article, but I wanted to bring it up. T-Mobile seeks early access to 2.5 from the Auction 108 because they already had the radios deployed. They already cover about 45 million pops today where these licenses, where they purchased them. Where they purchased the licenses, within 45 million pops, they can already deploy more bandwidth very quickly, right? So they try to seek early access to it. So they went from winning to trying to get early access to not getting access to the licenses at all when the FCC went ahead and granted the licenses to the other competitors. So what's holding them back, right? We can speculate in this video in the comment section all day long. We don't know. We can speculate. It could literally be this upcoming week the FCC grants the licenses to T-Mobile. It could literally be that. Although I don't see that happening because it's around the holiday season. So I could see that being postponed, but I could, like I said, it could happen to where this upcoming week, the FCC starts granting the licenses to T-Mobile, and then we could very quickly see the turnaround where T-Mobile deploys more of that spectrum, which shouldn't take much. It should probably be a flip of a switch in most cases where the radio and the BBU units are already ready, and then they can just deploy that spectrum. So that's kind of the elephant in the room that I wanted to address as to, why haven't we heard anything? Why hasn't T-Mobile gotten the spectrum yet? Is it really AT&T putting in their complaint? Is the FCC reviewing it because of that? Again, that's a speculation, but it could be. It could very well be that the FCC is looking further into it and they are starting to see that, wait a minute, there is an imbalance in that spectrum. We need to bring it closer. It's a possibility. It very well could be a possibility, but again, I'm not. It's nothing official. I'm speculating, and most of you in the comment section will be speculating as well because nobody knows why the FCC has specifically left T-Mobile out of the licenses that they granted earlier this month. We don't know. But I wanted to bring it back up in this video because it is an elephant in the room that has kind of gone quiet. I haven't seen another follow-up article from anyone, and that's likely because the FCC has not said anything. So everyone is literally waiting, even including T-Mobile. They're waiting on the FCC to see what's going to happen with those licenses. Some people are saying it's a small bump in the road. It's just They'll get the licenses eventually, but who knows, right? In my opinion, it's been too long. T-Mobile already owns those licenses. They paid what they paid. They should have already gotten it. And you can see in this article that's on screen, they even tried to seek early clearance or early access. They wanted to deploy this now. They don't want to wait. So the FCC, in that sense, is holding back progress. T-Mobile wants to progress. They want to open up more home internet slots. And in some cases, they can't do it until they get those licenses. So we'll see what the outcome is. Hopefully we hear something very soon. If not this upcoming week, I don't anticipate anything until at least the first or second week of January. I don't expect to hear anything because of the holidays and everybody not being in the office. So I don't anticipate to hear anything until the first or second week of January. So let me know what you think about this topic. Like I said, it is still an elephant in the room. The fact that they haven't gotten it is a bit of a concern, in my opinion. But let me know in the comment section down below. So the second topic that I wanted to discuss in a more relaxed fashion is first to digital, right? T-Mobile is, so what I'm hearing, T-Mobile is going to push that more in 2023, the digitalization, the more shopping online and stuff like that, right? T-Mobile was a bit reluctant to do it because they were waiting on the customer base to choose. But apparently what I'm being told is T-Mobile is starting to see more activity shift to online. People ordering more through the app, they're ordering more on the website. So now they're getting ready to take that to the next level, right? And we've seen Verizon force the digital shopping and all that stuff onto its customer base. I think it's forced. I don't think it's them waiting for the customer base. No, they're pushing it on the customer base, in my opinion. And then AT&T is they're kind of back and forth, but AT&T is going to be a lot harder to do so because of all of the legacy systems that AT&T is still running. I remember I want to bring this point up. AT&T systems are so confusing and discombobulated that when I had AT&T last, in order for them to find my financing on the Apple AirPods Pros that I got at the time, they had to go through a system that was still running Singular. It was a Singular system. I mean, that company's backend system is so horrible. I mean, if you've never experienced it, it's hard to really put it into words how messed up AT&T systems really are. So from that standpoint, I kind of want to rank the carriers where I think who the best is at moving to digital and who's going to have the smoother process on this. And I think I got to rank T-Mobile number one. T-Mobile has the least amount of legacy systems. They don't run any media anymore. They have the home internet, but they're running that on the same system where they handle their wireless customers. So from a customer service perspective, the rep that you speak with on the phone, they can literally handle any and every concern in the same tool, right? You don't have to get transferred. You don't have to go back and forth. They can all handle it in that respect. Whereas with AT&T, you have to go back and forth in a lot of cases because of all those legacy systems. So I think I would rank T-Mobile number one if they are pushing a more digital first approach in 2023. I think from what I'm hearing, they're going to start that a bit more aggressive on the business side and then bring it to the consumer side. And if you want it to be as smooth as possible, have a great transition into that, you want to have less legacy systems. You don't want to deal with all those systems. It's hard to maintain. It's just it's a automation IT nightmare. And T-Mobile doesn't have to deal with that. Yeah, they still got the legacy Sprint system, but they're going to shut that down. They don't need it. Once they had that Sprint base integrated to the T-Mobile side, they can, yes, by all means, they can pick out some of the stuff that they like from the Sprint system. And I think Mike Sievert recently mentioned that. They like some of the software features on the Sprint side, which Sprint did have some decent features, and they just bring that over to their systems. And then they shut the legacy Sprint system down. So I think the path to digital first, I think T-Mobile is going to have the smoothest path because they don't run as many legacy systems and they've been more focused on modernizing their back end, for far longer than, say, an AT&T who is still dealing with all that stuff. So I would rank Verizon in second place on that. I think Verizon is second best to being able to have a smooth transition to the digital first side. And I know they're already now pushing that more aggressively, but I think they're a second behind T-Mobile. Could they become first? It's possible, just because of the money situation and them being able to just invest, pretty much whatever they would like to get that going in the right direction. But their customer service is still a bit disconnected from reality, in my opinion, and they need to bring that up to speed. They need better customer service, because if you're dealing with something digitally and you have a hiccup and your systems are not interconnected and you have to reach out to customer service, which I tie that in. I tie in the digital side. I tie that in with customer service, because sometimes you need to chat somebody real quick, even on a chat bubble. You need a rep real quick. I think T-Mobile handles that the best, in my opinion. Verizon, it can get ugly. You guys have seen it recently. So from that aspect, T-Mobile first, Verizon second, and then AT&T for digital first. Anything digital last by far. If Dish Wireless ever gets going and they get their full platform commercially launched, I would put Dish ahead of AT&T if we're talking digital first. It's just AT&T systems are such a nightmare. It starts with the Opus system for the store reps. That was never fully modernized, so that was a nightmare for the store reps. AT&T can't even properly integrate the billing system. You still can't go into a store and get your DirecTV, home internet, and wireless bill put on the same bill without any major complications. It's a nightmare. That's how bad the back-end system is on AT&T. If there's a worse nightmare in wireless, you would have to tell me about it, because I don't think there's anything worse than that billing system and the back-end system of AT&T's. It's absolutely horrible. I remember when I had it and I tried to integrate the mobile with the home internet, the AT&T U-verse at the time. It was such a jacked up billing. It took 3 billing cycles to get it done. And then when the billing was integrated finally, I couldn't upgrade my phone no more. It was just so horrible of an experience having to deal with that billing system that I'm scared if AT&T were to go digital first. I won't step foot into an AT&T store until they get that fixed, if ever. But man, that back end system is horrible from AT&T. It's terrible. It is terrible. I've had so many different bills sent to me on each month. It was just bad. So that's how I would rank the carriers if we're talking digital first. And just to close out the video, when I speak of digital first, I mean everything on the customer's end is handled digitally, right? No more going into the store, no more ordering over the phone. It's literally handling it through the app. You going on the app, you ordering your phone, and it being sent to you to your house within a day or two, right? That's where I'm coming from when I say digital first approach, or going into the app, turning on the SIM protection that launched yesterday from T-Mobile. That was very simple. It took me like 7 seconds. And I think of that process, doing that on AT&T, that turns into a nightmare if we're talking that digital first approach. So that's where I'm coming from, digital first, doing stuff through the app, doing it digitally. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Look forward to reading your comments. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.